Hello everyone and welcome back. This is indeed the 3D section of my channel. What I'm showing you right now is a bit of footage of a very old game, 1997 Lords of Magic, special edition in this case. The footage is just so bad because the resolution of this game is as old as it itself. Why am I showing you this? This is a character from the game. It's a strategy game and an RPG game in a mix. And I have decided to recreate some of these characters because, as you can see, they are really low resolution sprites, and I decided I want to work with this a bit. So this is basically the gameplay. You have a few attacks, you have a few mechanics depending on what character you have, but that's not that important actually. I've been a fan of this game for many years. I've played it for a long time. I even have a poster of it, which you may see some of these days when you watch my streams where I have my webcam on. It's next to the door behind me, and I decided to recreate one of my favorite characters, which is the Chaos Huntress Lord. This is basically the game. You go into different dungeons and you fight through them. So I started with the hair, as you can see, and what I did is I used the hair of the which I made before, the scorpion tail hair or Ceres hair, depending on which version it is. This is the newer version, obviously, and I decided to just add some details and to rework the tail, the hair tail a bit. And in this case, I lengthened it, and I basically reshaped it to have it have less pieces, which are longer. And I also decided to add some more detail, because one thing that was missing always was stray hair just sticking out, just hanging around. And this is something that I really wanted to improve on. You have seen this in the hair that I made for the Genesis 2 male model, I think, and I decided to do this to the other stuff too. Yeah, I also included the tiara because the character portrait has a tiara on it, even though that's not really that good visible, and I decided to add it too. I had a bit of a problem with adding the textures to every part of the hair, and to the elastics for some reason, but in the end I finished the hair like I wanted. Next up is apparently the chest. Started with the well-known full body suit for Genesis 2 female, and cutting away a bit, I checked out how I want to do the shoulders. This was a bit tricky and a bit playing around, but the most interesting part is actually the middle, where I divided it into two parts and had them overlap a bit, and then I wanted to have it look like it is tucked in itself. So this was a bit of a overall detailed thing where I had to go into much detail, where, as you can see right now, I'm working from the inside, looking from the inside how everything works and where the points go. Most of this is done by the extrusion tool, and I just added the edges, added the back like it is in the game, or similar to how it looks in the game. I mean, there is no detailed model of this. There is really not much that much fan art, so there's actually not that much to go on. So I have a lot of creative freedom with this, which is a cool thing, and I will definitely do more of this. So you will probably see a little bit of a gameplay of the character that I want to do, at least, and then you'll see me work on the character. I also wanted to go a bit in detail, and what I'm trying to do is I try to work with a low poly detail here. So I try to have the details that I add. For example, this animal tooth or this animal claw. I wanted to be simple. I wanted to be low poly count, low resolution, or not resolution, but the simpler it is, the easier it is to actually implement, and the more details I add, and the more pronounced these details are, the more intricate these details are, the more will obviously will my computer lag when I try to render, but it's also a detail of the render itself. So when I do the render and I have a lot of small details, it is too much for the eye. You will see it and you will be overwhelmed, or the viewer will be overwhelmed with the detail, and so I try to add less details that are more impactful. For example, there's just a few colored pixels on the front, and I decided, okay, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do with it? As you can see, the pens also, I decided to add some detail to the pens. Actually, most interesting is I have to redo that, because in the render just now you saw the chakram on the hip, and this is something that is actually invisible in the last render. So I added an additional chakram in the last render on the hip, because the one that she wears on this piece of clothing will get bent, and I still haven't figured out how to make parts of the clothing not bend and not change, and make the rest of it bend or work with the figure. So this is something I still haven't fully figured out. I also went for a more detailed clasp this time. I wanted to just play around a bit with it and see what I could make, and I decided for a beast-like clasp here. Try to give it a little bit more detail, a little bit more fluff than just have a straight up belt buckle like I usually do. And this was quite interesting to work. I mean, it's not really that detailed and that creative, but it's a minor detail. I don't want people to have to stare at the belt buckle for half an hour and see what every detail is. I could have I thought about adding a bit of detail to it, a bit of depth to it, like letting it have a pronounced nose or something. And I decided, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just use it as a flat for now. I can maybe with the next figure that I do, that will have a lot less clothing, because the male Chaos Barbarian obviously is shirtless. What else would it be? So there's a good chance that I will add some more in-depth detail there that catches the eye, that catches the viewer. So I'm probably gonna do the male warrior of chaos next. Or the warrior of chaos next, which is in the game always a male. And for now I will stick with the canonical characters that are in the game. I also try to I send a mail to the current publisher of the game, seeing if they are willing to give me some freedom in making content for it. But I haven't got any answer yet, so I don't know, and we'll see about that. Something I have thought about for a long time is adding this this water skin. This is something I had in mind for, I don't know, a few years at least, in renders. Like, okay, I want to have a water skin on the belt, and I want to have actual content on the belt. An adventurer that runs around has to have a belt with stuff on it. So although the pack on the butt is part of that, And here I'm designing the chakram. I'm doing it on the hand, so that I have a feeling of the correct size for it. And I actually copy pasted that in the end and made it a single or a standalone item for the render, which you will see in just about a few minutes. And I have two parts which I didn't include in the video. So she has a shin guard and a arm guard, which I didn't include making, because this was really just stripping away at the full body suit, and that's about it. So thanks for watching. I hope you're all healthy, and see you guys around.